Welcome back to the postgame show presented by Lethal Weapon on Fox, as we will have a Game 6 in this World Series. We welcome those of you who've joined us here on FS1. Our postgame show continues from this Game 5, this Cubs victory just outside the center field gates in Wrigleyville. That's where we are. That's where these fans are. They have reason to party. They'll be in work late tomorrow. They probably won't even go. And we'll be on our way to Cleveland for a game number 6. And we can't wait to see Arnie back with us in Cleveland, Pete. We missed him. That's the man.
Our guy.
Arnie is our...
We got a series.
Arnie is our guy. Welcome back. Frank Thomas, Pete Rose, Alex Rodriguez, and I'm Kevin Burkhardt. It's a big hurt. Bottom line is this series continues. Biggest thing that stuck out to you tonight?
First of all, the Cubs won.
Yeah.
Their last game at Wrigley this year, they showed up for the fans. They won a ball game, and it was started by a big Chris Bryant home run. What the doctor needed here in Wrigley Field to see probably the league MVP show up with a big home run and get this crowd going.
Well, thanks for telling everybody in America that the Cubs won.
That's the biggest thing. They won.
He's not wrong.
Are you concerned at all? The Cubs, they scored in just one inning again tonight. It was enough to win the game, but the offense still isn't like Cub offense, is it?
You know, I saw a big sigh of relief, not only from Joe Madden, the players, but the fans. That was the most nervous 45,000 people I've ever seen, and it seemed like they relaxed a little bit. But Pete, to me, they're probably like 1 for 7 getting that man from second to third is the little things that's going to get him out of this kind of...
You can play house money now, right? I mean, just get to Game 6 and you're alive and you're like, okay, now you can breathe and maybe you relax a little bit. So let's check the highlights. Those of you who missed the game tonight, why don't we tell you what happened here at Wrigley? Jim Harbaugh on hand, sucking down peanuts. Good for you. Indians 1 win away from the World Series. Second inning, Jose Ramirez just crushes this pitch from John Lester's first home run of the postseason.
Just a cutter that didn't get in.
Get you, Jim.
Sure did. So it's 1-0 Cleveland, 4th inning. Frank was telling you. Chris Bryant slumping miserably in the World Series until that.
A welcome sight for sore eyes. Cub fans really needed this. And then Anthony Rizzo right behind him hitting one off the top of the wall.
Sure did. Got a little rally 3 batters later. Addison Russell, a little chopper. Rizzo scores. Infield base hit. Cubs get something going here. Crowd's all fired up.
And Kevin, a little bunt there by Javi Baez. Phenomenal play. I do not want to see that play overlooked.
How about this play by Baez and Ross? As the tying run, Lindor gunned down.
Yeah, he's the best tagger in the league. And the ball just sticks to his hand. That was a very, very difficult play. Most second basemen, that ball ends up in center field.
We'll go back to it in a minute. Then it's Aroldis Chapman getting Perez to ground out to get out of trouble here. In the 8th, 102, gas face. Lindor, and he gets a little pose, a little stare down.
That was a tough at-bat because one ball looked like it was outside, and he called a strike, and the other one looked like it might have been inside, he called a strike. Then one looked like it was right down the middle, he called a ball. If I'm a hitter, I'm confused.
Yeah, Pete was 102. You really don't have time to react.
That's cheddar. That is cheddar. And you know what? They went out and got Chapman for the Yankees, and then they pushed him to the limit, and he delivered. That is the bottom line. David Ross, huge in this game. We saw the defensive play. He had a sac fly, too. He is standing by, the Cubs catcher, with our Tom Verducci.
Thanks, Kevin. David Ross, an emotional night for you coming into the game, thinking maybe this is your final game. What are your emotions right now?
Man, I just love hearing that Go Cubs Go song. You know, puts a smile on my face. Look around the ballpark, all these fans still here, the W flags flying. Just an amazing night, man. I've been sitting on the bench for 2 days, just couldn't wait to get in this environment and start. And what better guy to do it with than John? I mean, this guy has done so much for me in my career and as a friend and as a competitor. There's not a better stage to be on and be able to give these fans a W.
3-2 win for the Cubs, the 3rd run coming in on your sacrifice fly. Long at bat, take me through that at bat.
Yeah, he didn't throw me many curveballs. I had heard, you know, he liked to use his curveball and didn't throw me in my first at bat and just trying to stay inside the ball. Missed a kind of a hanging slider that first swing, and you know, he threw me a lot of 4 seams, and I was just trying to put the ball in play. I was choked up, my 2-strike approach, trying to stay up the middle as best I could and try to get that run in. The nerves were high, the heart rate was up, and you know, just trying to slow the moment down, and gave me a ball. It kind of came back middle and was able to get it in the air out to left field. It's great at bats by the guys. What a great bunt by Javi. That was big time. He's been struggling a little bit, and for him to have the wherewithal to lay down a bunt there and give me a chance to get RBI was big.
Sacrifice fly, you threw out a base runner stealing, and maybe you get an assist on a pop fly over by.
Well, I told Riz that's a tip drill, like in football. You know, I set him up so he could be the hero.
Finally, Game 6 in Cleveland, Jake Arrieta on the mound. You still trail in the series, but do you think things change tonight?
Well, I like the at-bats tonight. Guys continue to grind. I think just with the swing of momentum helps us out a little bit. I've never been so happy to go to Cleveland in my life. It's going to be a rocking atmosphere over there, and you know, we got a good guy on the mound. Did well there last time, and we're just going to keep battling, keep our heads down, and keep moving forward.
David Ross, we'll see you in Cleveland. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Back to you.
never been so happy to go to Cleveland in my life.
That's a good Auburn man
love
there,
it.
Kevin. Good Auburn man.
Oh, I know you're sticking with you.
Not Auburn.
That was a big sacrifice fly.
Yes, it was.
Huge at bat. Huge. I mean, we were watching that, and about, hey, do you pinch hit Schwarber here for Ross? Listen, I would consider playing him. Game 6.
It's his last year.
I mean,
he understands that. He's going to give everything. He's going to give it everything he has. And you saw him tonight, that big sacrifice fly, that strong throw to second base to get a fast runner. I mean, he provided some electricity for this team tonight.
Yeah.
They needed that from a 39-year-old guy.
When's the last time someone sung "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" and dedicated it to someone? Eddie Vedder dedicated it to David Ross.
He's loving.
You know, Kevin, to your point, I agree with you. I think having David Ross in there this time of year is vital. The most underrated part of the game of baseball is game calling, and catchers make about 130 or 150 decisions per game. I would go with David Ross.
I like that. You know, you saw Contreras late in the ball game going back and forth to the mound because he's a young catcher. It's a big pressure out here. David Ross has been through this a few times. I like David Ross back there in crunch time.
I do too.
When are we going to learn that he's not going to do the lineup?
No, not at all. Not at all.
That doesn't matter. We're going to keep talking about it.
No, we love Joe Madden. He's a great manager. This guy's proven it everywhere he's gone. But, you know, right now in the World Series, it's crunch time. You need key veterans and key parts of the ball game.
Still want Zobe second?
I sure do.
Okay.
Spring training.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? He is a great manager, but it's fun for us to pontificate,
Yes,
to talk, to pontificate, and to give up our ideas. But you know what? Joe knows what he's doing, and that's why he's on the field getting set to talk to Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Kevin. Joe, a lot of big decisions in this game. Let's start with Lester, pulling him after 6 innings, 90 pitches. Why?
In the dugout, it wasn't that difficult. When you have the conversation and the guy's kind of running low on fuel, I did not want him to go back out there and then lay it all on CJ with people on base. Napoli's coming up. That's really a good matchup with us with CJ versus Nap. And I did like his curveball. And the other guys, he just didn't play out right. We also had Chappie ready. I talked to Chappie before the game, told him, hey, you got to be ready by the 7th. So he went through his entire routine tonight in preparation to come in the 7th inning, and that's all played out.
But still, he had only pitched, his career high was 2 1/3 innings.
I know.
So when you go to him for 2 2/3, what are you thinking?
It's abnormal. You know, if you could get a couple quick outs, that's always important. Even like that 3-1 fly ball by Santana was really important in the 9th inning there. You're just looking for some quick outs. It can happen. We've brought him in the past, and he's gone to double play. That permits him to sit down and feel better about the next inning. Of course I'm worried about all that. Absolutely I'm worried about all that. But when you have no other choices, you do that, and hopefully that it would work out, and it did.
Now, how do you like your chances going back to Cleveland? You didn't use Schwarber tonight, but you'll have him available there.
Digging on it. I like going back there. I think the emphasis switches a bit. The onus is on them a little bit more than it had been. I like that. I like the fact that we have Jake ready and Kyle ready to go, rock and roll. We're playing an American League game, which I'm absolutely against. I'm not a DH kind of a guy, but I'll take it for the next 2. It gets Kyle back in there, and then on top of that, we could rearrange the lineup in other ways to make it longer. So offensively, it should benefit us going back over there, and we have 2 rested starting pitchers.
Tomorrow's Halloween.
Yep.
You're traveling.
Yep.
What are your travel plans?
We have to celebrate Halloween on the airplane. So I got to go out and get something. A group Shinesty sent us a bunch of suits, like Halloween suits to wear. So I want to encourage the boys to do that. It's one of my favorite days of the year. Down in Tampa, I'm missing that down there, passing out at our house. The kids come by, like 1,000 kids comes by. So, I mean, I want us to celebrate Halloween tomorrow in style, in costume, going to Cleveland.
You will gladly miss Halloween in Tampa this year.
I'm very pleased. Happy Halloween, everybody down there. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Kevin, back to you.
He is great.
Yeah, if he was having Halloween in Tampa this year, he'd be giving out $100 bills.
Yeah, that's true.
By the way, Pete, it's Halloween in the East Coast.
It is.
Take that mask off.
What are you dressed as, Frank?
Take that mask off, will you?
What are you laughing at, Frank?
I got to ask you a question. He said he talked to Chapman.
Chappie.
Did he have Chappie. Did he have a translator there? Does Chappie speak English?
Can we talk about Chapman?
Yeah, please.
Oh, my gosh. First of all, Pete, you know, he was my teammate for 4 months.
I know.
This guy's phenomenal. Let me try to explain to the folks at home what this, 2 2/3 and how unconventional that is. First of all, Chapman in our roster was the fastest and the strongest guy. He's a bull. He's a specimen, but he's a comfort guy. He feels most comfortable in a small box, which means the 9th inning. Tonight, he threw all that out the window, and he said, I'm not going to be denied. You can tell in his body language and looking at his eyes.
Well, I can look at it. It seems like he's gotten more comfortable throughout this playoffs because Joe has extended him.
Yeah.
Now he looks like he's ready to go in those big innings. He looks strong in the 9th to me. He's still throwing the ball 102 miles an hour. I've never seen an arm like this, to be honest.
Okay,
Day in and day out.
Nice going tonight, Chappie. He threw 42 or 44 pitches. Will he be able to come back strong on Tuesday?
Why not?
Yeah, he will.
Hey, Pete, though, you're obviously been a manager in this league. Good managing by Joe, going to Chapman and say, hey, you need to be ready tonight, kind of to prep him for that 7th inning. You like that?
Oh, yeah, communication is always good.
Yeah.
Always good.
I didn't, we just didn't know because he hadn't done it. And the short amount of times that he had done it in these playoffs didn't have great results. But to his credit, he came in tough situations. He came in bases loaded, came in with runners on. So came in here in some trouble, got out of it. Just impressive from Chapman, and really got the Cubs to a Game 6. Chapman goes 42 pitches. He gets 8 outs. Bottom line is we have a Game 6 now because the Cubs get the 1-run victory over Cleveland tonight. We're heading back to Cleveland. David Ross said he's never been so happy to be back in Cleveland.
The Hilton.
Murphy's Bleachers just across the way. They're fired up. Why not?
Bigger shots. There they go. They're on.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Rocking and rolling in Cleveland.
Hey, John Lester was great. We'll talk to him when we come back. Maybe some others as well. We'll talk to you. We'll have some fun. Maybe a From the Vault segment. That's our favorites. Cubbies win on the Cleveland. This World Series continues.
See you at the Hilton in Cleveland. Frank's favorite place.
Frank, you like the Hilton?
It's brand new.
It's brand spanking new.
We love new hotels.
Arnie will be there, too. Arnie's back.
A battle in the Big 12 sets the stage for a Texas-sized college football Saturday on Fox. Shock Linwood, Seth Russell, and the 8th-ranked Bears take on the Horned Frogs. Saturday, TCU Baylor at 3 Eastern on Fox.
They say a lot of things about rain, like how hard it's gonna fall, the things it does to your parade. We've got a saying about rain, too. When it rains, it roars. The all-wheel drive lineup from Dodge. Domestic, not domesticated.
Now get 20% off MSRP cash allowance for an average of $6,400 in savings on select 2016 Journey Crossroad models in dealer stock.
Every team trains hard. Every team prepares to win. But when U.S. Army soldiers take the field, it's best if the other guys don't bother showing up. See if you have what it takes at GoArmy.com/team.
At Sam Adams, we can't wait to brew our delicious Oktoberfest beer. That means engaging in some competitive Stein hoisting. Hold out a Stein of our delicious Oktoberfest the longest and win. America's only Oktoberfest beer poured in Munich this year.
Meet the new face of late night sports talk, Katie Nolan.
It's my show.
As she rounds up the week in sports and beyond.
You learn new things on Garbage Time.
Garbage Time with Katie Nolan. Wednesdays only on FS1.
Chapman brings it, swing and a miss, and there will be a Game 6. The Cubs win by a score of 3-2.
This is the scene at Addison and Clark on the other side of Wrigley from us. I mean, look at this.
Cubs win.
Holy, that's just unbelievable. That is incredible. Of course, behind home plate and all the bars and restaurants there.
They're all waiting for A-Rod's autograph.
That's going to take a long time to get through that crowd.
They're going to get old, too. Wait.
It's going to take a long time to get through that crowd. What a night here in Chicago as the Cubs finally get a World Series win at Wrigley Field. First time they've done that in almost 26,000 days. That's how long it's been since they won a World Series game at Wrigley Field. Think about that. John Lester tonight, guys.
When was that?
1945.
I was 4 years old the last time they won a World Series.
Wow. Wow.
I thought you were a rookie that year.
Rookie.
Shut up, Halloween face.
We go to the break and you're asking Alex when he's going to take off his mask. We should just roll cameras all the time. John Lester didn't need a mask. He was great. 6 innings tonight.
He was great.
Got the win. Talking to Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Kevin. John Smoltz says that the attitude of a starting pitcher in an elimination game has to be not on my watch. Was that your mindset tonight?
I don't know. I wanted to pitch better than last time. That's all I was kind of thinking about. You know, just trying to get back to the game plan, getting the ball back down in the zone, and obviously with this crowd and being back at home, it always makes you feel a little bit more comfortable. So huge first inning, just be able to go 1, 2, 3 and get this crowd involved and you know, kind of get them on the Indians a little bit, you know. So that was huge for us, and you know, I don't know about a mindset or anything like that. I was just trying to stay calm and try to execute pitches as best I could.
Coming out after 6 innings, 90 pitches, were you surprised by that? Was it the right decision?
You know what? I told Boz, I said, you know what? I've been grinding for a couple innings. Wasn't as sharp the last couple as I was early. You know, and then he told me, you know, I was kind of hitter to hitter. So for me, I'd rather give the bullpen a clean inning than put them in any situation where they can't succeed. So you know, they ended up, you know, Joe ended up making the decision. I said I've been grinding. I've been trying to make perfect pitches from inning 1 and have been grinding mentally and physically. And the last couple innings got a little sloppy as far as executing. So I wanted to be honest. I wanted to put our guys in the best situation to succeed, and ended up working out. Chappie, you know, picked us up in a big way.
Your friend David Ross, could have been his last game tonight.
Yeah.
Made a huge throw to end the 6th inning. What were your emotions like with him as you guys came out of the game?
Not so much when we came out of the game. It was more so coming into the game. You know, usually we have, you know, he gives me like a little pep talk walking down the line there into the dugout, and you know, tonight was really special and something I'll always remember until I'm done in this game and get to the moment he was at tonight. You know, he looked at me and he said, "I love you, man." I said, "I love you too, man. Let's do this again. Why not one more time?" And he said, "Why not?" So that kind of, I think, eased both our nerves, and you know, we went out and competed like we normally do, and it was fun. Hopefully I don't have to throw to him anymore. Hopefully the next 2 guys can take care of the business going forward, and I'm sure I'll be down in that bullpen at some point.
That said, yeah, if there's a Game 7, are you available?
I'm always available. I'll be available Game 6, whether Joe likes it or not. You know, I'll be down there. I mean, this time of year, you know, you gotta let the off season be the off season. You know, we're fighting and we're clawing, and this is a good team across the way. They've played really good baseball, and so have we. And we've been on the wrong end of a couple losses, and you know, I mean, it all hands on deck. So we'll figure it out as we go. We got a lot of really good bullpen guys, so I don't want to take anything away from them, saying that, you know, I can do their job better than they can by any means. But if they need me, I'll have my spikes on.
John, thanks very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kevin, back to you.
Kenny, John, thanks. Great interviews, Kenny. Wow, with Matt and with Lester there, too.
I saw presidential interviews longer than that.
It was good, though.
It was good, yeah.
How about that? He says he's ready for Game 6. Forget Game 7.
Is there any surprise why this guy can pitch like he can pitch?
No.
He is composed, man.
However, I did find it interesting because Lester, you know, he never relents. And he basically said, yeah, you know what? I mean, you kind of gave me the impression that He was done after 6, right, Frank? Why, just listening to him there?
Well, he had that laser focus tonight, and he said he'd rather give the bullpen a clean inning instead of men out on bases. So listen to that interview, though. Great makeup. Remind me of a young John Wayne, ready to go get the job done. But you see why he's had so much success in his career.
You know, the other thing, Kevin, is 90 pitches, 6 innings. You know, listening to him, obviously he was mentally and physically exhausted. But 90 pitches at high leverage, grinding from the first pitch, it's really like 120 pitches.
Sure. Now,
John Wayne?
I liked it.
Cowboy makeup mentality. He's ready for the shootout.
Now we understand why you didn't want to take Ross and Lester out of the game. Did you hear that interview?
Right.
That's how important they were to each other.
You could tell, right? I mean, they tell each other, I love you. Let's do it one more time. Now, Kenny asked Lester about that defensive play by Ross. It was enormous. In the 6th inning, go ahead, Pete. Give it away.
Is that how you wave a towel in Cincinnati?
There it is, baby. There it is.
Take that.
You know, Kev, down the stretch in October, I just have so much trust and comfort in John Lester and David Ross. And to me, even if they're a little fatigued, down the stretch, I just trust them more than a young Carl Edwards and Contreras. That batter.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Do we have time? That play, though, that Ross. So the Indians get a run. Lindor with a big hit makes it a 3-2 game. Lindor's going to steal second, and Ross with an unbelievable throw, and then Baez with just the tag was unreal, Frank, to get out of that inning and keep it a 3-2 game.
Well, it shows you that he doesn't hold runners well. They get great jumps, but he's quick to the plate. And Rossi knows that he's ready. He's quick on his feet. Laser throw. Great tag by Baez. It was huge.
Check this out, Alex.
So here it is. So Lester's very quick to the plate. 1-2. Big average is 1-4. Great throw by David Ross. Even better catch and tag by Baez, who, by the way, is the best tagger in Major League Baseball.
Alex and I was watching that play, and Lindor didn't get a good jump. He didn't get a good jump. And you know, Lindor's a great ball player, one of the best in baseball. But I don't think he's really a fast runner. I don't think he's really that fast.
He had 19 steals, but maybe not a burner. You said real quick. You said best tagger. What does that mean?
Yeah, so that means most second basemen, that ball ends up in center field, and Lindor's at third base. He came out in front of their bag. Ross threw the ball very well, but it was fading. It was fading into the runner. He got it. That ball stuck. Tag. It was really, really good. He makes it look really easy.
He does. He does. Live rendition of Go Cubs Go. Behind us, this place is rockin' Wrigleyville. Their Cubs live to see another day as we go to Cleveland. And we will hear from the Indians manager, Terry Francona. He will play another game and try and get the Indians a title, but we'll go back to Cleveland to do it as the Cubs on the field acknowledging the fans. Final game this year at Wrigley. And outside of Wrigley, well, the scene is bonkers. And it's getting crazier. Peter, your towel's losing momentum.
You sound like a man who is afraid that I am dead right.
You talk about the Cowboys and the Patriots like they're like your kids.
What
am I missing?
This is the place to be.
You won't listen.
I do not hate LeBron James. In fact, I like him. I don't like it.
I love it.
That's the hottest seat in sports media. This is undisputed.
At Sam Adams, we can't wait to brew our delicious Oktoberfest beer. That means engaging in some competitive stein hoisting. Hold out a stein of our delicious Oktoberfest the longest and win. America's only Oktoberfest beer poured in Munich this year.
culture of winning matters.
We're watching a revolution.
Speak for yourself. Weekdays at 5 Eastern on FS1.
I used to have to go in to the auto parts store. Pay too much, never find quite what I'm looking for. Now I just go online to Rock Auto and see all the parts my car will ever need. Lower prices, more parts, more brands. It's so easy to find the right parts fast. All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto. All the parts your car will ever need. RockAuto.com.
I was on heroin.
I used crack cocaine.
We are the Addiction Network. And if you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, you need to call the number on your screen now. Addiction is a disease, and you can't go it alone. The call is free, and so is the consultation. If you have private insurance, your treatment could be covered with no out-of-pocket costs. So call the Addiction Network now.
Call 800-824-4976.
We are back in Chicago, Wrigley Field. Just behind us, what a scene. Fans pouring onto the streets because their Cubs live to play another day. Exciting Game 5, 3-2 win over the Indians. And now it's a little international flavor. Let's play Where Is This Call From?
A ver, la pelota en dirección hacia territorio del jardín izquierdo. Chris Bryant a lo profundo. Y no. Díganle que no esa pelota.
I love it. Pete.
Argentina.
Argentina is the country, Pete says. Well, it's you're close. It's a Spanish radio call, right?
Chile.
Chile? Should we just keep guessing nations?
He's like, really?
Wait, is it the Spanish radio call?
Brazil?
We'll just keep guessing countries in South America till we get it. Do we have an answer, guys, or no? It's Spanish. There we go. All right. Okay. I didn't know if it was something more elaborate than that. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a phone call from Jerry Reinsdorf for Frank.
He's waving the W towel.
And Kenny Williams on line 4.
Pete made me do it.
I can't wait to get that media guy, that ambassador.
Turn your statue down, buddy.
You know, it's a Chicago thing right now. You know, Cubs had a wonderful season. It's good to see them win the last game here at Wrigley this season.
And now we go back to Cleveland. Cubs, Terry Francona, the Indians manager, knows that, and he's at the podium discussing.
Tito, what do you think going back home now with 2 chances to do this? What's your big picture look at it?
Well, I don't know. I'm not real big picture. I think tomorrow we'll have a 6 o'clock, we'll have like an optional workout, but I know we need to be there for like media obligations, things like that. Guys will get treatment, stuff like that. And we have the good plane again, so we can fly around for a while. I don't care. Then, we'll show up whatever day is the next day and see if we can beat them.
Bill?
Okay, Terry Francona just kind of chill, and I'm sure he'll think it over on the plane ride back. Well, can we go back to the 4th inning? You guys were big on this really the last couple of days with the Cubs getting into some small ball, okay, doing the little things, and we really saw it in that 4th inning. There were multiple examples there. What did you like about it the most?
Well, I mean, Javi Baez is in a massive slump, and he's swinging at everything. I like the fact that he thought outside the box. He saw an opportunity to bunt the baseball, and he bunted, and another, 45-foot chopper in Russell, which, led to a run.
Frank, you said, go ahead, Pete.
Well, I think the thing about that is Javi did that on his own, which is a good thing. No one asked him to bunt there, so that's a young kid really thinking big right there.
Frank, you talked about the other day how small ball doesn't always have to mean bunt, right? So what did you like there in that?
I know it sounds like a cliche, but sometimes you got to let the game come to you. You don't have to sit there and try to hit a home run every time. Play a little small ball. Play a little pepper like Pete said. Shoot the ball to right field. Hit and run a little bit. You sometimes just need action to put pressure on the opposing team.
Anybody whose name is not Rizzo or Bryant.
Yes.
You have a man on second, with no outs, bunt the ball, get the guy to third.
The thing that was incredible to me is that, honestly, sitting in the trailer watching the game, guys, and I always enamored by you anyway, things you bring up, but here's Frank and Alex, guys with over 500, over 600 home runs, and you called bunt 2-3 times in that inning. It's just interesting to hear.
When we're in there, Kevin, I kind of look at the situation more as a manager because I did that for 6 years.
Sure.
These guys kind of look at it as, that's the thing to do because you got to get the guy to third. I look at who's on deck, who's after him, who's warming up, all the things that a manager has to put into the equation.
All right, well, the bottom line is it worked. It got the Cubs enough runs to win today. So that'll bring us to a game number 6. It'll be Tuesday in Cleveland. Here's what we got. Jake Arrieta, Josh Tomlin. Arrieta pitched well in this series. Tomlin pitched great here at Wrigley, and so that will be the matchup for a game number 6. And Frank, that does mean that Kyle Schwarber will be back in the lineup for Chicago.
Are we sure about that?
And that's
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And that's a big bat to have in the lineup. I really like their American League lineup, the Cubs, because he brings a little something different. He brings that big power hitter, but he has great hand-eye coordination. He's just a power hitter. He can hit a big single or a big double. He's that type of hitter. It upgrades this Cubs offense.
I want to focus a little bit on Trevor Bauer. Something was really confusing to me. Following Kluber, that threw 37% fastballs, and Josh Tomlin, who threw 20% fastballs, today, Trevor Bauer was at 70%. In that inning, they scored 3 runs.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why he threw so many fastballs. It was such a good breaking ball, and he had a good one tonight.
We talked about it inside. I don't know. Maybe he's having a little finger pain or whatever else when the stitch has been taken out not long ago or whatever. But that breaking ball was very nasty early in the ball game. I don't know why he threw so many fastballs in that.
Pete, what do you think?
Well, he had success the first couple innings. I don't know why he got away from his game plan. I mean, he gave up 4 straight hits, but 2 of them, one was a bunt, one was a swinging bunt. So in his mind, he probably thinks he pitched a pretty good game.
Yeah.
And he did the same thing.
He didn't pitch terrible.
No, he didn't.
He did the same thing in game 2. He kept shaking off the catcher and throwing a lot of fastballs, and those guys hit him pretty well. They can hit fastballs.
You like Arrieta in game 6 for Chicago?
I do like Arrieta. I think advantage Cubs. Cleveland really wanted to get this over here. The matchups all the way down until you get to game 7
Kluber, right?
are Cubs.
What do you think, Frank? You agree, Pete?
This guy's a company man. He's rooting for game 7.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah. There's a chance. Arrieta, last year's Cy Young Award winner, advantage Arrieta. He's got to come out and pitch 6-7 strong innings and get it back to Chappie once again if they're going to get to a game 7.
He's got a chance?
He's got a chance.
He's a Cy Young winner.
Of course. And Tomlin pitched a very emotional game the other night with his father being there for the first time. He's on short rest, so it has to be advantage Arrieta.
Very quietly.
And Alex is going to Florida to do Halloween. You got it made, man.
Gotta see my girls.
Oh, you got it made,
man. What are we doing for Halloween, Pete?
Taking my mask off, first of all. I'm flying to Cleveland with you.
That sounds like a great day. And we can trick or treat in the Hilton with Frank when we get there.
Wow!
A
new Hilton.
A great
more
night,
snacks.
A great night for us all in Cleveland as we take you up to a game 6 on Tuesday. It'll be fun. It'll be rocking at Progressive Field. World Series. We got a game 6, and the Cubbies stay alive as we head back to Cleveland. Hey, guess what, guys? A new From the Vault segment is coming when we come back from the vault.
Fasten your seatbelt, baby.
Ernie Banks.
Are you going to be a chicken?
Tinkers to Evers to Chance.
Jerry Reinsdorf on line 2.
Jerry Reinsdorf on line 2, Frankie.
Hey, have you guys seen Ginny? Have you seen Ginny?
You want to get out of here?
You got a car.
Should we call the LAPD?
I heard her agent's trying to find her.
No, she's probably like running around somewhere naked.
All new pitch this Thursday on Fox. Esurance does auto insurance a smarter way. They offer a claim-free discount because safe drivers cost less to insure, which saves money. And when they save, you save. That's auto and home insurance for the modern world. Esurance, an Allstate company. Click or call. Esurance does auto insurance a smarter way, like their photo claims tool. It helps settle your claim quickly, which saves time, which saves money. And when they save, you save. That's auto and home insurance for the modern world. Esurance, an Allstate company. Click or call.
Welcome.
Did you see that?
Is that love in the air? It's not love.
This stuff, no problem. No problem. No problem.
Got a new hotel for us? Oh, it's cool. We know just the place.
I like your robe.
No matter what you need or when you need it, check Yelp first.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
At Sam Adams, we can't wait to brew our delicious Oktoberfest beer. That means engaging in some competitive stein hoisting. Hold out a stein of our delicious Oktoberfest the longest and win. America's only Oktoberfest beer poured in Munich this year.
Yeah, Mom, the new kitchen's great. Hey, if you want something to cook faster, you just double the heat, right? No reason. Hey, Mom, for laundry, the maximum load is just a suggestion, right? Oh, that makes sense. Mom, how do I monitor my credit? Okay, thanks, Mom. That was easy.
Sign up for Credit Karma's free credit monitoring today.
Choose your heroes wisely in the hit mobile game Heroes Charge. Download it now and play for free. Which heroes will you choose?
They say a lot of things about rain. Like how hard it's gonna fall. The things it does to your parade. We've got a saying about rain too. When it rains, it roars. The all-wheel drive lineup from Dodge. Domestic, not domesticated.
Now get 20% off MSRP cash allowance for an average of $6,400 in savings on select 2016 Journey Crossroad models in dealer stock.
Well, away we go. It's game number 5 on a Sunday night at Wrigley Field. And hits one a ton into left. It is gone. And the Indians strike first in game 5. You've got to put something on the board right here. Here's one into left center. At the wall. It is gone. Tie game. Left side. Here comes Rizzo. It's good. Good. 2-1. Cubs on top. Got him. Chapman out of the 8th. Struck him out. There will be a game 6. Cubs win it 3-2. That's how it looked tonight via social media. We have got to send out a huge thank you to the Chicago Police Department because they have kept order here. They have saved our bacon a bunch of times and kept this area peaceful. So guys and gals, the Chicago PD here, yeah, they do.
Thank you.
So thank you for helping us out here in a great atmosphere in Chicago. Welcome back, and it is time for what has turned out to be really our favorite segment of the show, From the Vault. And I don't know, Frank, how we can possibly top last night when Pete was a chicken in the WWF.
It's got to be impossible.
Well, I don't know what tonight is. Let's go From the Vault.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
Somebody
Pete,
help poor Pete.
Pete, I hope you got a lot of money for that.
I mean, like a lot of money.
Wow.
That booty was bigger than mine, Pete.
Yeah, but here it is. Oh, my gosh.
Sounds like Aquavelva.
You had to put a lot of it on after that. Hey, I think we're done. We'll see you in Cleveland. Can't wait. Thanks for watching.
Cleveland.
Oh,
I'm
my
in
gosh.
Cleveland, baby.
I was wearing a diaper. He was wearing a diaper.
Can't fight the temptation when you get the vibration. Won't you know?